All right, what's going on, guys? So somehow, college maxers are getting even worse. This shit just keeps happening. And I know I shouldn't be surprised at this point because I myself work as an admissions consultant. So seeing Karens crashing out is about as common as seeing CEOs in sports games being pieces of shit or flashing myself and my teammates in game. Nonetheless, like clockwork, college maxers never fail to surprise me with how morally fucked they can be. So this video is going to be about somebody who did everything they could to make their college maxing father happy. And yes, before you ask, he did do everything. And his dad started tweaking. So but let me read some of this shit to you, and I'll just commentate along the way. I got a 1570 on the SAT and dad still lost his shit. I got a 1570 on the SAT this June. I'd gotten a 1530 last summer, and my dad was not happy with that score. So he made me sign up for the SAT after SAT, insisting that I must score 1550 plus. He made me drop everything to study for the SAT. I have a lot of ECs and APs, and dropping all this for a stupid test took a huge hit. Dad made me skip a week of school to grind for the SAT and took the April SAT. Got an abysmal score, was grounded and sent to the back rooms to study yet again. Don't you hate it when you enter the back rooms? At least this guy just, yeah, at least this guy's pretty funny though. So, there's that. Took the June SAT, felt okay about it, and got my result 2 weeks later when I was at an international competition that I'd been grinding for over 6 months and 2,000 miles away from home. Sorry, over 2,000 miles away from home. After I'd completed, I checked my score and practically fell to my knees with joy, called my parents about it, and they literally could not care less. I won first place at the international competition. Hell yeah, and went home. Okay, so first of all, what the fuck? 1530 is apparently not enough for this man. All right, everybody, take out your calculators. Let's see what SAT percentiles look like in case anybody forgot. Oh shit. Would you look at that? Yeah. Wow. Like I don't know. I can't tell if this guy's like smart or something. Like wow. This is really a conundrum. I have no idea. And in case anybody here doesn't understand percentiles and is beans for brains, this guy's daughter is a genius. Now I, Bagpipe, the one-stop shop for college app slop, am no stranger to being charitable to the other side. I'm willing to bet this guy's dad is just fishing for MIT, Stanford, and top Ivies. So I'll be a little nice for now. But my dad looked at me and said, well, it would be a shame if you'd done all that fucking work and not gotten anything. Yeah, that's it. Nothing about my SAT score that he'd spent the last year agonizing me about. Nothing about my project. Just nothing. That very same night, my dad physically dragged me out of bed while I was sleeping and screamed at me for 2 hours until 1:30 a.m. Why? Because I was shadowing a doctor next day and the shoes I was going to wear triggered him. My faded pink Nikes were going to be covered by my suit. Were going to embarrass him. He then shoved a pair of skinny jeans. Jeans are a huge no in shadowing doctors. And my 10-year-old brother's blazer. Guess learning that you got a 1570 just 24 hours prior doesn't grant you immunity from his anger. Let me tell you something, all right? People like this, they're looking for something to bitch about. Yeah, that's their dirty little secret. They're looking for something to be a victim about. This is, bro, this is the secret that no strict parent wants to admit. This is the truth. When you succeed, they hate that. They hate that because they're essentially defeated. It sounds a little really weird, okay? They're banking on your failure. Look at this statement. Well, it would be a shame if you'd done all that fucking work and not gotten anything. Notice how sneaky the college maxing brain is. It can't address the positives. It can't. Instead, it invents a scenario to get mad at. His daughter did all this work and succeeded, and he's still going like, can you imagine if it didn't work? Jesus. Like, huh? Yeah, so that's how it works. They bitch and moan because they want the moral superiority that comes with being a victim to your mistakes. They want to be a martyr so bad. and your success just robbed them of that moral superiority. Like, I don't know if you guys see what I see, but the father is essentially making it all about him. The faded Nikes were gonna embarrass him. It's triggering him. Like, the fuck? Why does this guy think he's on the team? You're not even going. Why is he supposed to care about your feelings? But yeah, just notice, this for now, right? Like, she shouldn't even be caring about her, like, his feelings, but his father makes this orbit all back around him. My mere existence has seemed to trigger my dad this past year. There is always something wrong with what I'm doing, and his constant anger, the constant fights, screaming matches are all just killing me. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry to hear that, man. When I turned 17, I didn't have time to celebrate, as I had a shit ton of exams around the corner and projects to do. My mom, instead of going for a family birthday dinner, insisted on going for a family birthday dinner, so we went. At the restaurant, my dad started yelling at my brother because he refused to eat the food he ordered and promptly left the restaurant and drove home, leaving everybody else at the restaurant. Never apologized on his birthday. He asked why I didn't have anything for him. I referenced this particular instance and he got really mad and said I was playing victim. Bro, the fucking irony. So this is the problem with a lot of college maxers, right? A lot of these people really hate and despise the very thing that they denounce. It's like this weird fucking, projection of their own insufficiencies. They accuse people of playing victim when they themselves play victim and say others' mistakes are embarrassing them. Because it's not enough to have that sweet, sweet Ivy League prestige syrup. Especially strict Asian tiger parents, man. They just float toward these narcissistic martyr narratives. They thrive in it. He's so ungrateful. He doesn't know I just do it for their own good. After everything I did for them, walking uphill both ways, dodging tiger and mountain lion. Like, now get this. And was just an unforgettable brat that was ungrateful for everything he does. Notice this pattern again. He calls her ungrateful. Yet, what do you know? He's being ungrateful of a 99th percentile SAT fuck. Can we have some shame? I am an artist, and a damn good one at that. It's my biggest spike for college apps. The day junior year ended, I went home happy that I'd finally get to paint for the first time in weeks, as I'd been busy with my 6 AP classes and whatnot. I thought I'd be able to do this in peace since my grades were really fucking good. Lowest grade was a 97 in AP Physics with no grade inflation, and my parents obviously knew how much I'd been studying. Was up till 3 studying for like the entire semester, so I figured they wouldn't have any problem with it. Okay, so for anybody who isn't in the college maxing world, a 97 in AP Physics is really fucking good. Some hard ones include physics, chem, and lit. I asked my mom if she could take me to the art store. Guess who doesn't have a license? So I could buy a few paints that I ran out of. She tells my dad, and he lost his shit. Like, this resulted in the worst fight we've ever had. He went into my room and physically dragged out my easel and threatened to rip apart my paintings. Basically, he didn't want me to do art at all. He said I should focus on my college apps, not my stupid and frivolous paintings. These college maxers are out of their fucking minds. I'm willing to guarantee you, fellow goobers, okay? I'm betting 20 bagpipe coins that this college maxing dad actually heard his daughter explain multiple times that their art is their spike, meaning that art is their most or at least very significant element to their application. Dude. You know what the crazy thing is? If OP is actually as cracked at art as they say they are, then this dad actually threw so hard. This is the worst thing about college maxing parents. They don't contribute to the actual admissions process other than just adding more stress. What the fuck is this meltdown? He went into my room and physically dragged out my easel and threatened to rip apart my paintings. Yeah, okay, this guy needs to be put in like an asylum. It would actually be more productive for this dude to just sit in spawn and stare at a wall. What on earth are we doing? Art is my greatest spike. And then this goober tries to sabotage exactly that as if he knows what he's doing. Like, This is where I got extremely fed up, especially since I was planning to submit an art supplement to all my top schools. I fought with him. I'd spent the year grinding to the point where my own hair was falling out, and the least I could do was spend 2 hours a day painting during the summer. Okay, so unrelated, but if I had a doubloon for every time balding was mentioned in the history of my videos, I'd have like 3 doubloons, which isn't a lot, but it's really weird coincidence. So I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. Like, also, side note, I feel really bad for OP for their hair falling out. That actually really sucks. I'm sorry about that. Somehow, this devolved into him telling me I could go ahead and I don't know if I could read that. Or he could just kick me out of the house, or he should leave. Ever since then, he's been joking about kicking me out when I'm 18. These fights continued over the summer. I avoid him like the plague, and he takes the few instances he can catch me to tell me what I'm doing wrong in life. Now, right before I'm starting to apply for colleges, he told me he won't pay a single cent if I don't get into a T20 or an Ivy League. Well, shit. Guess I'll start applying for scholarships. I got selected as finalist for a couple of smaller scholarships. Instead of being happy, he just told me that my head was always in the clouds and I get too easily distracted. Okay, so first of all, she mentions he was joking about it, implying there's something like, I don't know, like funny about him abandoning her. Like there's like some kind of sick pleasure. And then he follows her around to tell her how everything she does is wrong. Yeah, this guy no longer loves you. I'm sorry, OP. This man actually enjoys and derives sick pleasure from mentally hurting you. And of course, when she has some more positive stuff going on, like just at least a little bit going her way, like potential scholarships, he starts tilting. Yeah, this dude actually is fucked in the head. It's like his fetish to torture his own kids or something. My research that my dad insisted I drop until I actually started winning a few competitions poster got accepted into a medical undergrad / PhD conference at my / his dream college. I was so fucking over the moon. And I guess he was too, because he actually is letting me travel across the country to go present my work. Though when I got my poster that I finalized after weeks of hard work, printed out at my local makerspace, he literally didn't even want to look at it. My mom just glanced at it and was like, cool. I'm literally so done. Nothing I do will ever make them happy. I've been staying up till 3 a.m. Daily, grinding my homework, working on my patent, Jesus Christ, preparing for research conferences and competitions, writing a research paper, and still working on getting my college apps done. I barely leave my room. Yet every morning, he will still scream at me because of something. I'm genuinely so tired of this. I go to school practically sobbing every day. Yeah, because he enjoys it. Last night, my dad was talking to my uncle about how I'm so unfocused and literally all I do is focus on my art. Haven't painted in 5 months, and how the only thing I have pertinent to my major is my research, and I'll not get into a good college. His version of good is HYPSM. He literally said I wasn't unique because he could name so many Asian girls who were good at art and wanted to go into medicine. Okay, so if you want your daughter to be unique, so fucking bad, why not let her explore other shit like she was originally doing instead of slurping that 1550 plus syrup? Demands extra time to max out minuscule points in SAT. Gets mad when she's not unique enough. What the fuck am I even looking at, bro? By the way, that's something you guys really have to be aware of when you get into college. You guys got to learn how to budget your time. If you want to be the best at what you do, chances are you got to know what to spend your time on. You can't be greedy and reach for every achievement with your big, meaty claws. You have to commit to what you can, and that sometimes means sacrificing some things. And college maxers can never do that. Don't fall into that fallacy. Budget your time. Know what to sacrifice and commit to. Don't be greedy. My uncle, both his daughters graduated valedictorian from their IB school and attended T20s, Jesus Christ, was appalled at my father's words and kept insisting I had done more than his own daughters had ever done in high school. My father argued back, I don't know what I can do to satisfy that man. Bro, this dude had people who were accepted, who could give insight, and he still argued back. You're making her split hairs with meager SAT points, sabotaging her art, and making her lose her hair. And you somehow, you would know more than the fucking dude who actually has daughters in T20s. Yeah, and I must be radiant, right? Like, I just the most confusing part of all this is that I used to be his little daddy's girl. He used to post all my art all the time on his Facebook or brag about me to all of his friends. I don't know what I did to change that. Anyway, there's so much I could gripe about, but it's 2:07 a.m. and this post is already getting too long. Edit. Wow, I've been reading all the comments and I'm completely overwhelmed with everybody's kind words and encouragement. Thank you all so much, truly. I'll do my best to get back to everyone here. I just wanted to leave a note saying I do love my family. I really do. I am grateful for my parents' hard work. I just wish they'd be grateful for mine. True. Again, thank you for your thank you to everyone. I've been feeling alone recently, and your comments have alleviated some of that sense of isolation. I really hope everyone has a wonderful day. Fucking true. All right. So now that we're at the end of the post, here's some advice. If you are not a boomer and you are passionate about something and you are good at said passion, you have a massive asset that most people do not have. In OP's case, do not stop doing art. I'm just saying it as it is now. There are so many fucking really great artists who regret quitting. If you're good enough, you can make a solid career out of art. There's no demand for low to middle tier art. I get that, right? But there's more demand, more than enough for top tier art. It's just that people don't know anything about the actual art industry or the respective fields. Like, they don't even do a modicum of research into the industry, and they speak on behalf of it as if, like, they're like on the team. I'm not saying you have to go super hard on it and make it your career, but I'm saying, like, pursue it, right? Pursue it, because this is going to be one of the many few things that keep you sane throughout the next few years. All right. I actually have a rule that I give to a lot of my, just like engineering and finance kids, right? When they get into like top schools like U Chicago, USC Marshall, Penn Wharton, Berkeley Haas, right? I tell them that before you go on your journey to chase that sweet, sweet syrup, you need to you got to take something with you, okay? You do not compromise on that one thing. Maybe you're like a degen or something, right? You like collecting figurines, or you need to go out on a run, or pump iron in the morning, or you like to draw on your free time. Whatever sniffs your drift, do not compromise. This is going to be really tough because you're going to be tempted to acquiesce to things like client needs, right? Your client from Indonesia needs to meet about something important that has to happen right fucking now. Or your college matching parents start bitching and moaning about, pursuing some dumb hobby that doesn't contribute to your career. They don't get a say. Too bad, so sad. You carve out that time in your day, say it's like, I don't know, like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. for art, for example, and you don't let anything slide into that time. And that's your sanctuary. Sure, you want to provide, optimal client service, or, make your family stop bitching. I get it, right? But without that sanctuary of time, you're going to break. Oh, okay. That's about it, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with me still. I'm going to hopefully have the Common App Prompt 2 guide video coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to that. If you guys need assistance with admissions, feel free to reach out via email in the description box below. I love you guys. I'll see you later. You wall staring, game throwing, art hating, self-sabotaging, college maxing, syrup slurping goobers.